Hey, what's up YouTube, and thanks for tuning back in. Today we're going to go over my new toolbox and considerations of why I'm ditching the Snap-on. It's been a good run, 8 years with the Snap-on, but it's time to move on, and there's other brands and things have really advanced since when I originally bought this. So if you like my videos, click like. If you have any comments or questions about the box or the Snap-on, leave them down in the question or the comment section. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. So like I said, I'm going to try to keep a video per week going for a while. So let's get into this. This is my Snap-on box, and you can just kind of see the size difference. Snap-on Classic, 24 inches deep, 54 inches long, and with the US General 26 inch, I think, top chest, Series 2 or whatever. So I bought this about 8 years ago, and over the years I've slowly outgrown it. And so I added on the top box, and I kind of just got tired of it. I had a bunch of the like brake fluids and acetone and all my chemicals up on this side as kind of a shelf, and then tools just kind of piled up, and it was getting really messy and cluttered, and I wasn't a fan of it. I wanted more space and clean space, and hit up my Snap-on rep, was like, hey man, how much is the top box? And he wouldn't give me a price. He's like, well, wait for the Roll Cab Express, it's better deals, yada yada, it's coming next week. Well, that week I was super busy with work. I can't stop what I'm doing, go run out, find him at his truck because he doesn't come to my location. I go out to him. So I missed that, and I was just kind of fed up with, the sales tactic. It's like, dude, just give me a price. But I did go on Snap-on, I looked around, and the box I wanted back in the day was a Master Series KRL 1023. And it was a 30-inch deep box, and it just pretty much is that, just 30 inches deep. But unfortunately, Snap-on's going a different route with their boxes, and they're adding in a third long drawer, which is great if that's what you need. For me, however, I like the 2 long drawers, and I like an extra kind of mid-depth drawer right there, an extra one, which was the KRO 1023, which was a triple bank, or 1022, a double bank. So looking around, looking at different options from Snap-on, it was like 15 grand, 10, 15 grand. Even these classic series have gone up in price. The one classic series I could kind of get by, it had 3 drawers, and then this same setup below it, which was kind of nice because the third drawer was this depth. Like, okay, cool, I could do that. Add my air and pneumatic tools all in one drawer, it would work out. But it was like 10 grand, and I couldn't do it. It's just way too expensive. So to add on side lockers or hutch or even a stainless steel top on this was $1,000, and it just got too pricey. So I started looking around different toolboxes, and Extreme toolboxes, Montezuma, they're all good, and some of them are 30 inches deep, which is really nice. However, a lot of them have the 3 top drawers and then minimum drawers right here, which I kind of need that. I'm more into fab, so I have a different layout than most technicians. So it's kind of killing me. I was like, man, I just want something that's the KRL 1022, just not a $20,000, $10,000, $20,000 price tag. Which brings me over to Icon, which made me decide to go with this brand. Icon really started up right when I was getting out of the field. I saw them, kind of said, hey, time will tell if they're good or not, from Harbor Freight. Really liked their stuff to begin with, just looking at it, but never using it. Super envious that they came out with all this. And I was like, man, that's a good setup. And this is pretty much the setup I want. I got the 2 medium deep drawers right there, and then 2 long top drawers, and then a third bank. And what's nice about Icon as opposed to Snap-on. I believe Snap-on has a bunch of these small little shallow drawers, and Icon has quite a few larger ones. Plus, Icon drawers are a lot cheaper to replace. And I've seen people online, replace more deep drawers and all that with their boxes. So went down, waited for a 15% off weekend, picked up a stainless steel top, which that thing was only $300. So you do a $1,000 stainless steel top on that, or $300 on this. I believe it's $250 for the 54-inch. This is 74-inch. So a little bit more expensive for the hutch and the stainless, but still nothing near what this would cost. Hutch was like $1,000, but yet again, I waited for the 15% off weekend. On top of that, I opened up a credit card. So I got another 10% off my purchase, which really helped out. So picked it up, really happy. The hutch was kind of a unneeded accessory, but I'm glad I went with it. Now, this is my home box. I don't need to lock it up or anything, but I kind of wanted the hutch more as a shelf. So my creeper's up there, my big, long step stool is up there for when I work on larger lifted trucks and got to get in the engine bay, really helps out. I could keep my bag of towels up there, and it just cleans everything up, adds as a nice backboard to add in, all my cleaners that I use on my tools, my roll of towels, magnetic trays, welding magnets are right there. Nice little shelf with my mini toolbox on there, little 4Runner car. So kind of cool, right? I added in this power strip back here. So this runs to my wall, and then this box is plugged into the power strip. So is the light. So everything's ran in by the power strip. So when I want to turn off the light without closing the hutch, click that, it turns off my music as well for the night, and then I could turn it all back on. If I'm out here and I want to listen to music without that, this light is controlled by a magnet, so all I have to do is move the magnet. But not a bad deal. It's gas operated shocks, really smooth motion. So little things that are different is there are no slide locks here. It's all friction locked. Still trying to get it to work or get it figured out the tension I want. More weight in it is better. It definitely feels a lot smoother, and these are controlled by little friction rings. You turn them which way if you want it looser or tighter, which is nice. The Snap-on, however, is controlled by this under finger groove. Show you, which unlocks it, which has its pros and cons. It's not the most secure system, so if you don't shut this all the way and I pull open this and there's a tool that's grabbing on this, it'll pull both drawers open, because this is only locked in by that small little latch right there. So when you move it, it unlocks the drawer. As opposed to the friction setup, not saying it's better, it just has friction on each side. But the only way to lock a drawer in permanently is with the key. Now going into some other differences with this is we'll take a look at the dimensions. So big thing is with a lot of people, well, it's not 30 inches. Well, it's also $10,000 cheaper than a 30-inch box. Now, a 30-inch box, usable space depth is right at 26 inches. This box, and I know that just because I've had other people with them, so I don't have one here to measure, but this box is... There's a little lip right there. So 22 inches is actual depth. We'll go over to the Snap-on and measure this depth. It comes out to like 21 1/8. So you're a little bit deeper than the Snap-on for a 24-inch. And yet again, there's a lip. So I know it looks like it ends at 21. It's actually about 21 1/2. 21 1/2 or 21 1/4. Yeah, 21 1/2. So you're about a 1/2 inch deeper. Now the length on the top box is 49 inches. The length on the top drawer over here is about 50 1/8. So you're over an inch wider and about half an inch deeper. So now if you look at it, you're really only losing 3 inches compared to those 30-inch deep boxes for space. So you're not losing too much space. Now, some other key differences for these is these drawers or those drawers are the same size, but these are a little bit narrower than the Snap-on ones. So this one is right at 14.5, we'll call it. And we'll go over, that's my electrical one. Yeah, this one's easy to measure. My T-handle one. So that's at 14.5, right? And this one's right at 13.25. So we're about 1.25 inches wider on the Snap-on for these small drawers. However, you make up that inch with these. So and most Snap-on boxes are built the same, except for the Epic. They're their own configuration. So I don't know the actual usables on the Epic, but this is very similar to the Masters and Classic. So 30 and 3/8, call it, for usable space. We'll go down here, and you can just see I've got a whole lot more room opened up, moving on from a double bank to a triple bank. And this one is 33.25. So you can see the inches add on to these drawers, which is really nice. And I noticed that right away when I was putting in my pry bars and everything. This long pry bar didn't hit my mini screwdriver. You can see there's room right there between it, which was nice. So if you got these kind of USA made style pry bars, you can add in the mini screwdrivers right there as well. So, you know, you lose some inches on that, but you gain some inches on the big drawers. I'd rather have some inches on the big drawers, as well as having this power drawer, which is real nice. Got my Milwaukee, and now I can run my Snap-on lights in there and just leave the cord plugged in, because there are USB outlets, which is really nice. I don't need one of those little plug-ins for that. Little bit different. I don't know if you could tell on camera, but this is a lot stiffer to open right now, and it just needs some break-in. Like, it doesn't glide smoothly as where if you take a Snap-on and I do the same amount of effort, it goes a lot further. So again, this is what, 8 years old, so it's had a lot of work in. When I put on the stainless steel top here and had to pull out the top 2 drawers, there was a lot of grease on it. So it's real nice that they do lube them up, but it's just kind of more, you got to break them in to get them used, or get them worn in. This top drawer with all the weight definitely slides really smooth. What's also kind of nice about this is dust on a chrome surface is less apparent than dust on a painted surface, and that's all painted and you see dust constantly, but hey, it is what it is. So it's kind of my box. Let me know if you want a toolbox tour of it. Really happy with the quality. Super heavy box. The only downside is drawers have to be kind of more broken in, and I got a small dent that I got to take care of or ask about right here. It just came with shipping. I don't know if it's gonna show. Yeah, right there. And maybe they'll just send me out a new drawer, and I'll be happy with that. But super friendly, super good customer service dealing with Harbor Freight, really responsive. So happy with the price. And, you know, I paid for all this what I paid for this back in the day. And this doesn't make me money. Neither did this. It just holds tools. So, I'm not going to say, hey, don't buy Snap-on. If you like Snap-on, go do it. If you have the money, go do it. But there's so many better options out now where you can actually get hands-on and test them and feel them. And what's also nice about this, which downside about Snap-on, these boxes, I was like, oh man, classic, finally Snap-on, right? It's a big box, I'm moving up. This is like a little kid's box. I'm 5'10", and this is just way too low for a work surface. I find myself just crouching over. I wasn't a fan of it. By the way, this is the gun holster rack out of the Icon. I don't use it, so. But this just is really low. It actually goes up to my waist. I don't know, right at my belt line. And I'm 5'10". Not a big fan of this. This is about 4 to 6 inches higher, and it goes right up to right below my chest level. It just feels more solid. Having a higher box feels bigger. You can really, just feels like it's built for a grown man instead of a small man. And you can just kind of see the size difference. So to pay the same price for this with the hutch, light, and work surface is just a small box. To me, it's a no-brainer. But leave your comments down in the comment section if you have any experience with Icon, or if you want me to do a toolbox tour. I'd be happy to show you around. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.